Good morning. Malaimurasu, 15 minutes news in English, headlines for the day. Chief Minister Stalin slams center over postage stamp on RSS. Edappadi Palaniswamy hits out at former Minister Sendil Balaji, describes his recent statements as an attempt to cover up failures. Rape accused Tiruvannamalai cops dismissed from service. India won't accept humiliation. Putin slams US, backs Prime Minister Modi on Russian oil trade. India-China direct flights to resume from October 26 after 5-year freeze. Women's World Cup, Pakistan handed crushing loss by Bangladesh. News in detail. Chief Minister Stalin slams center over postage stamp on RSS. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin criticized the Indian government's decision to issue a commemorative postage stamp honoring the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh on its centenary. In a post on X, Stalin expressed concern that this move undermines the secular principles established by Mahatma Gandhi, who envisioned India as a nation for all religions. Stalin emphasized that such actions could embolden divisive forces and threaten India's unity. He called for the nation to be rescued from this situation, urging citizens to take a pledge on Gandhi Jayanti to uphold the secular fabric of the country. India won't accept humiliation. Putin slams US, backs Prime Minister Modi on Russian oil trade. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday slammed Donald Trump's administration for pressurizing his trade partner India to cut back energy trade with Moscow, warning that it would backfire on Washington. Speaking at the International Valdai Discussion Forum of Security and Geopolitical experts from over 140 countries, including India, in the Black Sea resort of Sochi in South Russia, Putin said that if higher tariffs are imposed on Russian trade partners, it would drive up global energy prices and force the US Federal Reserve to keep interest rates high. That, he warned, would slow down the US economy. The Russian president also expressed his anticipation for his upcoming visit to India in early December. He ordered government to devise measures to soften the trade imbalance with India due to the heavy import of crude by New Delhi. We have never had any problems or interstate tensions with India, never, the Russian leader noted. Putin said India has no reason to bow down to outside pressures. India will never allow itself to be humiliated, Putin said, adding that Prime Minister Narendra Modi would never take such a step. Edappadi Palaniswamy hits out at former Minister Sendil Balaji, describes his recent statements as an attempt to cover up failures. AADMK General Secretary Edappadi K. Palaniswamy on Friday condemned former Minister Sendil Balaji in Dharmaburi. He accused the DMK leader of trying to deflect blame and described his recent statements as an attempt to cover up failures. Referring to the Karur stampede incident in which 41 people died, EPS said the tragedy could have been avoided if the government had ensured proper security arrangements. He charged the ruling government with negligence and questioned why no one in the administration was taking responsibility. EPS said Sendil Balaji was making press statements out of fear and insisted that people would give a strong reply to the DMK government in the 2026 assembly elections. He also criticized the state government's economic policies, citing rising inflation, increased electricity charges and mounting debts. The AADMK leader asserted that the DMK regime has failed on multiple fronts and adding that Karur tragedy had exposed its inefficiency in handling public gatherings and protecting the lives of common man. Tirumavalavan hits hard at TVK leader Vijay. VCK leader Tol Tirumavalavan has sharply criticized actor turned politician Vijay's recent video message regarding the Karur stampede, labeling it as politically insincere. Tirumavalavan accused Vijay of delivering a scripted statement influenced by the RSS and BJP elements, suggesting that the actor was coached and rehearsed before making his remarks. He further advised Vijay to think independently and speak his mind if he wished to make a meaningful political future, warning that otherwise he would face the music. The VCK leader also alleged that several of Vijay's close associates had long-standing ties with the Sangh Parivar and he was speaking their language. Tirumavalam dismissed Vijay's attempt to blame former minister and DMK's Karur District Secretary Senthil Balaji for the tragedy, calling it a baseless comparison. He emphasized that the stampede was caused by overcrowding and not by any political conspiracy. Rape accused Tiruvannamalai cops dismissed from service. Tiruvannamalai police constable Sundar and Suresh Raj, accused of gang raping an 18-year-old woman during a night patrol, have been dismissed from the service. The incident took place when the woman, travelling from Andhra Pradesh, was stopped for a vehicle check and assaulted. They were arrested soon after, and District SP Sudhakar issued the dismissal orders. Tamil Nadu Women's Commission chairperson A.S. Kumari interacted with the survivor, assuring compensation within 10 days and counselling support. She also stressed that the trial will be expedited, with a verdict expected within 6 months. Kumari further directed monthly awareness sessions for police personnel to prevent such crimes in future. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge discharged after pacemaker implantation from the hospital. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge was discharged after undergoing a pacemaker implantation procedure at MS Ramaiah Memorial Hospital in Bengaluru. The 84-year-old leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha was brought to the hospital for a general health checkup following discomfort in breathing. Doctors who examined him found he had a low heart rate and advised for implanting a pacemaker. He was later admitted to the hospital. We found all his other parameters to be normal except for a low heart rate. We advised the pacemaker implantation and it was done on October 1. He was moved to the room from the ICU and discharged later in the night, according to the authorities from the hospital. India-China direct flights to resume from October 26 after a 5-year freeze. India and China have agreed to resume direct flights as ties normalized following 5 years of tensions after the Galwan clashes. Airline Indigo announced that it will resume the direct flights from October 26. Indigo's announcements came shortly after the Ministry of External Affairs announced that the two countries have reached an agreement for the same. Since earlier this year, as part of the government's approach towards gradual normalization of relationship between India and China, the civil aviation authorities of the two countries have been engaged in technical level discussions on resuming direct air services between the two countries on a revised air service agreement. Women's World Cup, Pakistan handed crushing loss by Bangladesh. Pakistan suffered an embarrassing loss ahead of their World Cup clash against India as Bangladesh secured a 7-wicket win on Thursday. Rubia Haider Jelig guided the team home with an impressive knock of 54 not out, and Shorna Akhtar wrecked the Pakistan batting order with the figures of 5 for 3 in 3.3 overs. This was Bangladesh's second win in ODI World Cups, with the first one coming against Pakistan in 2022. Fatima Sana and her team were left ruining some horrible batting as their flaws were exposed ahead of their intense clash against India in a few days in Colombo. Their batting made a hash of the innings as Bangladesh were right on the money with the ball from the get-go. Their issues against spin will give the team management something to think about ahead of their clash against arch rivals India later in the tournament.